What's going on, Pride Nation, and welcome to Lions Live, where it's Detroit Lions 24/7. And guess what, folks? We are 2 days away. I repeat, 2 days away, 49 hours from the NFL draft, but who is counting? And we all know that I am your host, Mr. Mike, and we have an explosive one for you all tonight. Before we get into the show, you know what's going down. The intros. First is the man who can speak Russian and Chinese. What up, though, TA?
Yo,
I don't know what just happened there.
Sound like a mix.
Man,
Got his mic out. What the heck?
if a tree falls in the forest, does anyone hear it? Yes, our next panelist can hear everything. What up, though, Dosa Dion?
Oh, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I got big ears, man.
Oh, man. Come on now. Next is the man who can talk about Fight Club. What up, Doe Dern?
What's going on, guys? It's going to be a great show. Make sure you get those likes up.
Let's get those likes up for sure. And lastly, many years ago, the next man gave out a bunch of watches to some kids. They're known as Power Rangers now. What up, Doe Trox from Troxel Sports?
What's going on, Mike?
We are going to have a good one. We are about to get into it. TA, can you do me a huge favor and
Yes,
do a
sir.
roll call?
yes, I got King of Lions in the house. MicroMike is on the mic. He's in the house. I got Troy in the house. I got Big D73. D Williams is in the house. Newman 38. Flight 000 is in the house. Kyle Webb is in the house. Kool-Aid and Cornbread, the coolest name on the internet. Adam Bogart is in the house. Dim Sum. James Willis. Marcus Willis is in the house. Dim Son. Flight 00. I know I said you, but I'm going to say it again. Fletch Lives. Daly is in the house. Jake Carello is in the house. My man Dosa Dion is with us on tonight. Also got Dwayne Hogan, Lions Den, and DMAP Zone, and Gerald 313 is in the building.
And welcome to the show. And we are going to get right into it because we have a stacked one for you tonight because the draft is literally 2 days away and rumors are flying like no other right now. And we're going to start with you, Travis. Reports have come out that the Lions have had trade talks to move from 3 to 5 with Miami. What is your thoughts on this report?
Is that trade done yet? Because that's a phenomenal thing. And depends on what we give up, though, or I should say what we get. If we can get an extra first or maybe an extra second, hey, send that paperwork over because we're going to sign it real quick, fast, and in a hurry.
That was fax. If you send the paperwork in fax, we're going to get it even faster. So it's very important we get this trade in there, and I'm excited, man. So let the trades begin. TA, what do you think of this trade, man? Do you think it's possible that we're going to go 3 to 5 with the Miami Dolphins because they're wanting to get a tackle? Tell me your thoughts on this.
A tackle? You got to be kidding. Tackle?
Not Tua, a tackle.
A tackle, not Tua. Man, I thought they was tanking for Tua, man. But I definitely, I've been down with the Miami thing for a very, very long time. I think that Miami is definitely one of the best trade partners to trade with. If I'm going to go down, I don't want to go down too far. So I think Miami is definitely who I want to trade with because I'll only drop down 2 slots, and that still will give me a top tier type of player that I'm looking for. So I think that this is one of the grandiose, best possible scenarios that you can get out there. Miami, I would love to. Now, the thing with Miami, too, if I'm getting another pick from those guys, because I might happen to want at least 2 picks from these guys to move up to that 3 spot. So definitely, if they give me something in the later round or either in the second round, I'll be cool with that. Longest I can get capital, and that's going to make me happy, and I know that's going to make all the Detroit Lions fans happy. The more capital, the more better.
Please show me those draft picks. I want to make this team better, and we got to get some capital because there's no reason to stay at 3. Dern, tell me your thoughts about this trade. 3 to 5 with Miami. They don't want Tua. They're saying tackle. I really don't buy it when it comes to them taking a tackle, but what say you about this going around?
I didn't hear about a tackle. That's very interesting to me, but it does make sense because if you look at their line, it was one of the worst lines last year, not even close. Um, I would think they would be trading up for Herbert, and not Tua for sure, because I heard that they're enamored with Herbert because of his arm talent, and he doesn't get hurt very often.
Yeah, and see that makes sense because if you're Miami, there's actually three good tackles in this draft, so why trade up unless you really covet one? Dosa Dion, the happiest man on the net. What do you think about this trade? I know you love trades and I love hearing about your
Oh, yeah.
trades. What do you think about this trade, sir?
No, I love it. I love moving back to 5. Yeah, especially knowing that I have a good feeling that Lions are interested in Okuda. Honestly, I could definitely see the Giants going tackle here. So I would love trading back. It's plus, especially if we get an extra first round pick and we got more to watch for on Friday. It's not, it's not that way. It's not a short show. Thursday, I should say Thursday. So yeah, I'd love to trade back.
Yes, so do I. I think it's fairly inevitable that we trade back. It's very important to gain capital because we heard today who they're targeting, the two individuals that the rumors is who they're going to target. And I feel we can get these guys not just at the 3, but we can get them at the 5 or the 6 spot, pick up some extra picks. There's no reason to stay there. We don't need Tua. We don't need Herbert. And we sure don't need a individual we can get at the 5th or 6th round.
Right.
And so I want extra picks. I want to pick up a guard. I want to be greedy. I want to be Greedy Williams for the Detroit Lions. I want capital.
You want?
I want it now. So TA, the rumor came out today that the two individuals the Lions are targeting is one, Derek Brown, and that's who the coaching staff likes. And number 2, Jeffrey Okuda, and that's who the individuals in the front office like. What do you think about these two individuals that they are looking to pursue?
Wow. You said a mouthful right there, Mike.
I'm
looking Man, you said a mouthful. When you're looking at the possibility of getting a guy like Jeff Okuda, Jeff Okuda is a solid corner. I definitely think that they could pick him. You know what I'm saying? And you know how I feel about that situation, Mike, with Okuda. But and it's not that I don't like Okuda or anything like that. I just would take him later in the first round. I wouldn't take him at the 3. But when it comes to what the Lions want, it's not what I want. It's what the Lions want. And if they feel like Okuda is the guy, then they're going to go with him. They're going to take him, and they're going to groom him to be in that corner that they want him to be for the team. But I don't know if he's ready, because I know normally it takes a corner a couple seasons to develop. But he may be ready to go. I don't know. But from what I'm seeing from him, hopefully he'll get a little bit better. But I would definitely go with Derek Brown, because he is. If I had an opportunity to go and get somebody, this guy can plug and play right away. And I just love his talent and his capability and what he brings to the table. So if they decided to go out to either one of those guys, I would not be mad or about the whole situation with either player.
Ooh, now I'm going to throw this one right to Dern because I talked to him off screen. What do you think about these two players, specifically Derek Brown? If I know who you want out of the two, let's just explain it to the chat.
All right, so I'm probably going to get crucified for this, but
crucify him.
Yeah, right. Well, okay, for this, I'd rather get Simmons or a tackle over both, and it's without a doubt. But for crucifying me, I'm going to take Okuda over Brown. And the reason is I think Brown is a lot like Nick Fairley. And I was not a fan of Nick Fairley. They can only stuff the run. They're not good at rushing the passer, and their motors are only okay from what I've seen. Okuda, from what I've watched, just needs to learn to turn his head around a lot like Amani. So if he could learn that, I think we'd have a stellar stellar corners for years to come.
It would be one stellar corner tandem for sure. And having Amani and Okuda back there, man, that's a good tandem for a good 4 years. I think Amani is so special. I do, fellas. I think this guy's going to be a great player for us. So if they decide to pair him up with Okuda, it is what it is. Dose of Dion 2.0. I know everyone else who they want, but you're the one guy I have no idea about. Let me know, man. Let me
Dude,
know.
that's because I got no idea. That's because I got no one's playing. No, for if we're talking Jeffrey Okuda and Derek Brown, for me, I'm trading back for both of them. But if we're just picking one, I'm more of a Derek Brown guy. I think Derek Brown's underrated. I think to the point where he's looked at as just simply a nose tackle. But this dude is one of the most versatile defensive linemen in this class. He's literally played every defensive lineman position. He's played off ball too. So I like the thought of Derek Brown. The thing with Jeffrey Okuda is I think Jeffrey Okuda is by far the best corner in this draft. My thoughts are that I find a lot more cornerbacks mid round that can give me enough where I can get some production out of him. If I don't, Amani starts at my 2, Trufant's my 1, and then he's the future, whoever my mid round pick is. I just don't like the thought of replacing a guy like Darius Slay with another corner for impact this year. I'd rather impact a different spot and then get depth for the future later in the draft.
Man, that sounds amazing.
Okay. If they decide to go Okuda with that first pick, if they wanted to really beef up that defensive line, I think Gallimore may creep up to them. I think it's possible, and I think Gallimore is a beast. But Travis Troxel from Troxel Sports, give me your thoughts. Derek Brown, Okuda, or Suicide? What one are you taking? Let me know.
Well, definitely not Suicide, but
Woo, good, man. I'm happy about that. I need to have a panel.
But I will say this, okay? If you're going to look at a lot of different things that the Detroit Lions have done, it only makes sense really to go after Okuda because you have a stopgap in Desmond Trufant who can't even backpedal to stay in man coverage. So the time being, while either Amani or if it's, Jeff Okuda or whoever, in order for them to develop and step up, you got a Desmond Trufant. And then you have, you got 2 options at the second corner. The other person's, your stopgap to give in breathers and things like that. And then, after, Trufant's career is done, which I believe it's within the next 2 years. I mean, the dude, if he doesn't move to safety or something where he doesn't have to really backpedal a whole lot, that probably would do him some good to be able to stay in the league a little bit longer. But if he's going to be a corner, I think his time is done as a corner. But you got a bridge gap that could teach the guys how to be, a leader, how to be a pro, and teach them the ropes. And ain't nothing better than having a veteran like that.
That's the whole point of these veterans, to help them teach the rope. PC Payload suggested that I brought on Dose of Dion just for him. Man, I must be pretty good, man. I'm bringing people on just for you.
Man, that is awesome.
Absolutely awesome. And yes, I did it just for you, PC Payload. So just remember that next time you get back on here. But when it comes to these two, this is kind of what I figured. I put in my mock draft. I said 51% Okuda, 49% Derek Brown. This is who I thought they would really want. After we went in free agency, we went safety, linebacker, hardcore. We did shore up the defensive line a little bit, but I still think it needs help. But I believe they're going Okuda, but I'm not at 3. I think they're going to trade back to 5 or 6. So expect that. This is why I put my mock draft here. Is I think they're going to take Okuda, and then you're going to have him in Amani Oruwariye, Trufant, Justin Coleman. That's a pretty sick secondary. So we'll see how it works out. When it comes to these young cornerbacks in the NFL, it is a difficult transition. But if he can be learning quick, we're going to need it. We're definitely going to need it. Everyone says no, we're going Simmons.
Hey, I'm on the Simmons bandwagon. Hey guys, pull
I'd
me
be
in.
okay with that.
I'm on the Simmons, man. The reason, it's kind of crazy though that everybody's saying that, but it's kind of reality too. Because when I look at the pick, ultimately I want a dog. And when I went back and watched all these guys, because I've gone over and watched these guys' films like several times just to see like who is going to be that impact player. That's what you want. You want a guy that's going to impact the team. You want a guy that's going to come in and give you that rah-rah. You want that. You want the rah-rah. And basically, when I saw Jeff Okudah, he gave me a little rah-rah. But when I saw Simmons, he gave me the rah-rah.
Man, I got to put a collar on you. You're getting a little wild out here. James Holyfield says, do you think we can get Simmons at pick 5? Now, initially I said yes. But now they're saying Miami wants to trade up to get a tackle. I kind of throw a wrench into that because if they're trying to get a tackle that the Giants were going to get, and if the Giants don't get that tackle, they may as well just go ahead and take Simmons there.
Yeah, they will. They will finesse.
That's where I disagree.
Okay, Darren. Okay, I want to hear
if
this.
they take the best tackle that they wanted, that means that there's going to be a run on tackle. So they're going to get the next best one.
Okay, that's very, that actually makes a lot of sense there. And there could be a run on tackles. It's just crazy. I just assumed they would trade up to take the quarterback, whether it be a Tua Tagovailoa or take Justin Herbert. It's kind of just didn't expect to hear that they're going to get a tackle, but I don't care what they get because that means we get their draft pick, and that's the only thing I care about. Okay, so we all know what they believe they're going, or what you personally want, but what do you believe they're going to do? Do you see us trading back? And if they do trade back, what do you see actually being the pick? And we'll start with you, Dion. What do you see them doing compared to what we want them to do?
Yeah, man, it's hard for me to believe that there's no trade offers, that there won't be, but I just have a weird feeling they're going Simmons or Okudah. I'm leaning towards Okudah at 3. I know it's not what I want because I don't think it makes any sense, honestly. I don't see any threat of anybody else jumping up to take him there. So I think it will be Okudah at 3, and that'll kind of stink. But I just kind of want to touch on the last thing you were saying real quick about the trading up with the Dolphins. Do you think there's a chance that they're potentially looking maybe to give up the 18th pick to move up because they have that one, possibly to get to like 11 and grab a tackle? Maybe.
Ooh,
I didn't know.
That makes, I mean, I think Miami is in every single rumor right now.
Right.
They've got so many draft picks. I have no idea what they're going to do. One thing you hear they're going to take Tua. Next, they're going to take a Herbert. Next, they're going to take a tackle. Next, they're going to take TA for Noble Sports. We don't know what's going on with the Miami Dolphins. I don't know. All I know is in 48 hours, in 50 minutes, the NFL draft will start, and then all this will end. TA, what do you see them doing not compared to what you want them to do? Do we trade? And if we trade, what pick are we taking, and what do we get?
Well, when I looked at it and I was listening to Dose, and everything that he said made sense, that knowing the Lions, they would probably go Okudah. They would probably go Okudah, and my feelings would be hurt. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I have to pick myself off the ground and dust myself off and keep on going. But I think when it comes to the decision of what the Lions going to do, I think that they possibly could take Okudah. But do I want them to take Okudah? Probably not. But you just got to roll with the punches, man. Because see, the thing about the Lions is they play this game with you, man. Because you don't know coming into the draft what they're going to actually do.
Facts.
You got all of these speculations going on in your mind, like, yeah, they're going to get this guy. They're going to get this guy. And I know all of us, we're YouTubers, and we put out a lot of information about who we think that the Detroit Lions should get. But I think that the Detroit Lions already know who they're going to get.
Oh, yeah.
And whoever that player is, just like when I listened to Bob Quinn's presser, whoever they're going to get is going to be a guy that they can play right away. So it may be Okudah, it may be Derrick Brown, but at the same time, knowing the Lions, they could finesse you and they could grab the corner, even though I don't want the corner right now because we can get them in the later rounds.
I agree, man. I just don't think we should take a any pick at 3. I think we just got to trade back and pick up extra picks, because whatever we take with that first pick, we can counter it and take the opposite with the second pick. Travis, what say you, man? What do you think are they going to do? Not what you want, but they're going to do. Do we stay? Do we trade? If we do trade, who do we pick and what do we pick up?
Man, that's a loaded question, because it's like, I really think that they're going to trade back. I got a funny feeling that Bob Quinn already has a trade in place. He's just kind of playing that card of, okay, who can match this?
Mm-hmm.
This is what the offer is. Who's going to match this or beat it?
Yeah.
And, and sold to the highest bidder. Now, if there isn't a trade market, then I definitely still think that it's Okuda, just because, the real telltale sign of it was the Desmond Trufant signing.
Yeah.
Because he kept getting burnt. But I understood why you went out and got him, because he's been an elite guy for so many years. And, would he shut down half the field? Probably not. But,
Right.
Can he do his job at least not to mess it up and still kind of help groom the younger guys along? Absolutely. And so that's why you would go with a bridge gap, maybe a year, 2 years tops, with a Desmond Trufant, while still drafting your corner. And then after that, you got, you got Okuda and you got what do you call it? Amani Awariye.
Yeah.
And and then you got still Justin Coleman in the slot. So I mean, really, if you look at it, the way that they're building it, you're really going to be solid outside of maybe your safety, your opposite safety of Tracy Walker, and what do you call it? And the telltale sign of not picking a Derek Brown was the signing of Danny Shelton. He's a young guy, still hungry and willing to go after it.
Yes.
So that's why I feel, and I can almost think that the Lions are going Okuda.
I'm going to throw it to the Dern, and then I'll take last. Dern, what do you think what they are going to do? Not what you want.
Right.
Trade back, stay. If they trade back, what do we pick up?
All right, it all depends on what the Redskins do. Everyone just automatically puts Chase Young there, but they have a glaring need at LT because they're trying to trade Trent.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a possibility they take a tackle, but if they do that, we're taking Chase Young.
Chase
There's
Young.
no doubt about that. But if they don't and they take Chase Young, I think they're going to trade back with Miami, and we get 5th and 18 or 26, one of the two. And if we go that route, I would hope it would be Simmons or a tackle, but I think they're going to go Derek Brown. Unfortunately, I've heard that they're enamored with him.
Yeah.
And hopefully at 18, if the board falls right, we can get someone like Caleb on Chase on to be our edge for Kennard.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw a curveball here. The Jacksonville Jaguars got 2 players on the trade block, one being Yannick and sorry.
His name, Yannick.
Yannick. And they also,
I got you.
Yeah, and they also got the big guy Fournette, Joseph Dion. Should we talk to those guys and take the defensive end or running back? Should we make a trade with those?
The running back, I'd wait till the end of the draft to see if you ended up with one.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about Yannick, I don't know. That's how I say it. I don't know. When we talk about him, I don't know. See, it's weird because the big concern I have is Kenny Galladay's extension. I feel like the Lions are going to make that a priority because of that. Yannick being see the whole thing that's going on Twitter and stuff that scares me. I don't see the Lions targeting a guy that's, it's one thing to want to leave. It's another thing to be like, kind of not obnoxious about it, kind of like all out. Like Lions want quiet players that do their thing, get the job done, and then they're going to have to pay him a lot of money. Yeah, I don't think they'll talk to either of them. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem because they're talented. Maybe Fournette if you don't pick up a running back, but otherwise I don't think they'll go for anybody.
Yeah, with those 2 guys, I'm with you when it comes to paying for Yannick Ngakoue. I think I finally said his name correctly.
That sounds good.
we do have the second best cap space in the NFL. So if they're wanting to do that, but I'm not wanting to give up a lot. I think if you move from 3 to their pick at 9, that's quite a bit. But I would be willing to do that if I still get that 9th pick. I'm not giving up the 3rd pick for that player. Hell no. I want to get a combination of the 9th pick in that. But again, you're paying Trey Flowers a lot of money for a defensive end. So I think it's very important to be conservative because we are going to pay Kenny Galladay. When it comes to their running back Fournette, I have us drafting a running back in this draft. But if we don't get a running back, I think that would be a good trade in my opinion. I think we need help. Yeah. And TA, what say you? I know you're big on the running back.
Yeah, I played.
Tell me your thoughts on this one.
Leonard Fournette. I know a lot of people have been talking about him and rambling about him and everything like that. Like Doe said, pretty much with the running back situation, it's like this. I'm going to go. Okay, I didn't attack the running back situation in the free agency. So by me not attacking the running back situation in the free agency, now what do I have left? I have the draft. So now I got to go through all of these guys, go through the Rolodex of the NFL and look at all these running backs that'll be coming into the league. You know what I'm saying? Because what if I don't get the guy that I want? You know, because some of these guys possibly could be in the first round. Guys like Swift, guys like Taylor, and also Dobbins. They could be like towards the end of the first round. They can be picked somewhere in there. So when I'm looking at the situation, I know I need a running back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all my homework and do my scouting because there's some other running backs that we have not talked about a lot, like guys like AJ Dillon and Zach Moss and the guy that played at Vanderbilt, Vaughn, and there's some other guys. There's another guy that I'm thinking about that plays for TCU. So I mean, when it comes to this situation, the Lions have to get another running back. They have to, man, because we can't depend on Kerryon's health right now. Now, I know a lot of people think that he's probably going to come in healthy, and he probably will. But at the same time, you need something that's going to be consistent, something that's going to be reliable, that you can continue to do the things that you need to do in the backfield because you want to take the pressure off Stafford. That should be the number one goal of being able to take the pressure off him because 2 seasons in a row, he has gone down with the ailing back. And you don't want that to happen again where all the pressure is put on the backup quarterback if Stafford goes down. So you want to have some type of run game to be able to support and offset what they're doing with the throwing the ball in the air.
Man, I don't even know how to respond to such a great answer like that. All I can say is, folks, we have a huge individual that just joined us, Baby Yoda. How are you doing?
Hey, Yoda.
What's going on, Baby Yoda?
Baby Yoda's in the house.
Oh, man, it's great to have Baby Yoda online. I had Calvin Johnson hit me up on the little note, and then Glover Klin hit up Dion, but now we got Baby Yoda on here. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what it brings to this Lions talk. So exciting. Did I miss anyone on the panel?
Now let me say this too, guys, too, before you go into the next question, Mike. Okay. Somebody in the chat just said, "Well, Taylor fumbles a lot." Okay, let me paint the picture for you about Taylor. Taylor is a good running back. He's like one of those guys that, you know what I'm saying, look how many times Taylor carried the ball. If you go and look how many times he carried the ball in Wisconsin, you'll understand that he's going to have some fumbles. Guys are going to make mistakes. That's just part of football. It happens. Guys make fumbles. Kerryon fumbled last year. Remember that against Kansas City? Mm-hmm. So things happen that you don't want to happen on the field. Guys turning the ball over sometimes. It's just the other team trying to make a play. And it's going to happen. I know some people say, well, you can't work out the fumbling issue, but look how good. You remember that guy, Amir, that used to play? He played for the Detroit Lions.
Amir running back.
Yeah, he's not on the team anymore.
Well, his hands are a little bit bigger now. You remember they said he had small.
So he had extensions done to his hands.
Right. He grew extended hands now. So now he's able to hold on to the ball a little bit more in Minnesota.
Look, I'm happy that he's over there in Minnesota. It helps our special teams out. That's always a good thing when he is fumbling the ball. So we're going into the running back. Guys, do we need to take a running back in this draft? And if we're going to take a running back, what round? What say you, Travis? You want to take a running back in this draft? And if so, what round and who?
Well, first of all, we got 80 people in the building and 59 likes. Can we please get those likes up?
That's
Would be
hashtag
greatly
that.
appreciated.
Smash the like button, guys.
Smash it.
Okay, so I would definitely be taking a running back, and if you know, my guy is what do you call it, Jonathan Taylor. Okay, I've watched this kid, you know, a lot in Wisconsin. I really like what he got. I wouldn't be mad if you got Dobbins or
Swift.
Swift. I would not be mad at it. But you know, if one of those three guys are in striking distance at 35, you got to move and pick up one of those guys in the second round. Absolutely, you got to go for a running back.
Chat, do you want to get a running back? Put in there who you want. If you don't want any, just put no. What about you, Dern? Do you want to pick up a running back in this draft? If so, who, what round?
I would like to. They hit the nail on the head with the whole carry on being hurt all the time, and you can't really trust that. So I like if AJ Dillon's there in the fourth, I'm probably going to take him. I talked about him a lot last week. I gave my reasons. So hopefully they can go back and check that video out if they haven't.
They better check that video out. It's very important that you do so because it helps with my views. And so we got to do that because I'm selfish. And that's just the bottom line.
Because the mic says so.
Dose the Dion.
Yeah.
Do you want us to take a running back? If so, who, what round?
Yes, I want to.
I see Swifts and Mosses so far.
Yes, I do too. I would love to take one. I'd love to take one early second round, 35. I think it would be perfect if you could trade back, you know, acquire some more picks. That way you can make a move in the second round. That's maybe more of a need, but I think running backs definitely a need. I'm just going to be curious to see what they do with carry on if they draft a second round running back, you know, because they'll have 4. But I think based on, you know, Lions grabbing carry on second round, I think they'll go later, like was the AJ Dillon said before. I like Antonio Gibson. You know, he's been brought on by a lot of fans. A lot of fans want to see Antonio Gibson be a Lion. I just like his ability to catch the ball at the backfield. You know, I think he gives us a little bit of that. I think a little bit more than what Bo has and what Carry-On has. I like that little element. So I'm thinking something like that.
TA brought me on to DeAndre Swift. And I was watching this guy, and it reminded me of something that we haven't had since Javid Best. An individual just scares a defense, and it opens everything out there for everybody else. I think if we can pick up DeAndre Swift, it would be a great idea, only if we do this. And this is my next question. The Patriots and Joe Thuney cannot come to a contract extension. They are far apart. Reports are they're willing to trade Joe Thuney, the guard, for a day 2 draft pick, and that would shore up the offensive line. The Dern. Should we make a trade for Joe Thuney, an individual we've been looking at for a while? And if we can get him for a 3rd round pick, what would you say about that?
Well, the rumor is that they want a 2nd or 3rd round pick for him. I'm definitely not going to give him a 2nd round pick.
Facts.
I would. When you trade for a player and they're looking for a contract extension at the same time, that team is not going to get nearly as much as they would if they were under contract already. Mm-hmm. I would probably do it for a 4th. I don't know about a 3rd though either.
We do have 2 3rd round picks, so we could swing of our late 3rd rounder if that's what they're wanting to do. But
right.
I'm just like you. It's a cautious one. Travis Troxel, what do you think, man? Should we make the trade for Joe Thuney, a guy that we all coveted in free agency, and it looks like he's not going to be with the Patriots? At least they're going to try to trade him away.
Depending on you know what the Patriots will take for him, absolutely. Because if you look at the roster, we don't have a guard. I mean, you can throw Vitae at guard. You can throw him at center, at right tackle. You know, you got an unproven guy in Bo Benchwall who, you know, is a real good player, but we haven't seen at the NFL level what he can be. You know, so if you could get him, absolutely, but depends on, you know, what the return is.
Yes, Javid Best was much, much faster than Swift. I just feel like we haven't had that dimension since Javid Best. Even a little bit of Reggie Bush. I think he really brought the offense out and complemented the passing game. I think
Right.
it's just important to have that guy. But what say you, Dosa Dion? Would you make that trade for Joe Tooney for a second day pick, like a third rounder?
If we can do it for a third rounder, someone was telling me that it had to be a second rounder. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know, maybe like for rules or something. But yes, if it can be a third rounder, I would absolutely do it. Knowing that we have two of them, knowing that you're probably going to go a guard in those rounds anyways, or a tackle or something like that. I mean, I would absolutely grab a guard. He's proven. He's in the Patriots system. I'd extend him right away. He's 27. Yeah, I'd bring in Joe Thuney. I think he was the best offensive lineman in free agency.
Yeah, I wanted him really, really bad. That was the guy. That was my number one target. And when they signed him to the franchise tag, I was like, "Dang, man!" But now, if he's on the trade market, if we can throw a late third rounder, why not? Why? Yeah, I miss Javid Best too. That's when our offense was dimensional, and we need the running game, and we get injuries, and it just hurts our offense. But TA, what say you, man? Joe Tooney. Would you make the deal or no deal?
Man, Mike, you know I would make the deal. But in order for me to make the deal, I want to have my cake and eat it too a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get the running back first. You know what I'm saying? So that means I would have to take that running back at number 35, and I would try to give them a third round pick to see if I will be able to get them to give me the Tony guy. So I would definitely do it. Anything to beef up the line and get the line a little bit better than it was last year. And I think I would do it. I would pull the trigger on it.
I think I would too. I think he'd be a quality addition to this offensive line. He is known as for his ability to open up the holes to run game. What do we need? We need holes open, and I think he would literally fit like a glove. It just makes sense. We literally trade with the Patriots. We're literally the Detroit Patriots. Okay, I know Tampa Bay right now is trying to be the Detroit Patriots, but we're the first Detroit Patriots. So let's get this big guy in here. We'll throw you our second, third round pick. Beef up this offensive line. We got the second best cap situation in the NFL. Let's pick this guy up, protect Matthew Stafford. We don't want to broke Stafford. Run the football, and really beef up this line. I mean, it's the most important thing is these lines.
And you know something else too. Another thing that I want kind of something a different dimension with the Lions this season. I don't want the running backs to be on a snap count. I'm tired of this snap count stuff. Give the running backs the ball more. You know what I mean? I don't want to continue to be on these snap counts, giving them 12 carries and giving these guys 13 carries and they're done. No, if he's out there balling, keep feeding the monster, keep feeding the beast, keep feeding them. You know what I'm saying? Don't just give them 7 carries or 8 carries, because sometimes more when a running back gets the ball more and they're able to wear down the defense, they're able to break loose eventually.
Absolutely.
Wear them down.
Wear them down.
I am pumped about this, Mike and Tia and Dion. Fire all my favorites. Well, thank you, JoJo Burns. Huge shout out to you for coming in and listening to us talk about Detroit Lions. Again, we're going to be live for the draft. It's going to be sick. I'm sure Dosa Dion's going to be live as well. Dion, you going to be live for this draft?
Yes, I am.
All right, man. Tell everybody what's going on with your channel in the draft. Give yourself a shout out here.
All right. Well, right now we're working on a big board with everybody that's over there. So I've put up my kind of rough copy, and I'm waiting for fans. To every subscribers can go in. They can tell me things I should change. We'll adjust it, and then we'll be live for the draft. We'll have a fan big board that we can go through as we go by each pick, and 7:00 Thursday. Hopefully every day we'll be live.
Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome. I'm sure I'll jump in that chat. Usually I do and say what's up to Dion, even though I'll be live as well. But we got to support each other. All Detroit Lions YouTubers, I support them all, and that's what it's all about: defeating the mainstream media narrative. And these guys are devoted. Even though Dosa Dion's a young guy, he's a very devoted fan. So make sure to check out his live draft coverage. Folks, today breaking news happened, and it doesn't involve the Lions, but then it does, because everything involves the Lions if it's coming on this show. And and that was Gronkowski traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a 4th-round pick. It was
Wow.
reported today that the Lions tried to trade for Gronkowski and was willing to give up a 1st-round pick, a 2nd-round pick in exchange for Gronk and their 2nd-round pick. TA, give me your thoughts on this, man.
Wow. Boy, did the Bucks. They was able to finesse the Patriots for like that. And we had, but I understand the situation. You know what I'm saying? The Bucks, at least they have been to a Super Bowl. I believe the Bucks has been Super Bowl champions before, right? Yeah, I mean, when you look at that situation, when I first heard the news today, I could not believe it because I'm like, man, this dude is coming out of retirement. I can't believe this. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that eventually, because everybody was just buying into Tom Brady so much going to the Bucks. So I knew that Gronkowski probably was at home sitting on his couch eating a bag of Doritos and just saying, Tom is in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay got good weather. All right, let me give Tom a call. And then next thing you know, you see on Twitter, you see a video with them two together walking. So you know it's been a lot of communication saying, hey, man, I need you here. Because there was communication saying at first saying that AB Antonio Brown would probably try to go to the Bucks. And if that would have happened, that would have been bananas.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tampa Bay is going to be very scary, man. But you know, it is what it is. Man, guys, what a deal! What a deal on today.
We got to play Tampa Bay at Ford Field. If they're opening it to the public, that is the game I am going to go to. Because to see that field, you have Ndamukong Suh, Tom Brady, Gronkowski, every other MVP on every team, every other great player that's going to be in the Pro Bowl is going to be on that team because they always follow Tom Brady, and I would like to see that before he retires in another 50 years. So I think it'd be a good idea if it's actually open to the public to see it. But also what you said there, he came out of retirement to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When we tried to trade for him, he was going to go into
retirement. Like, nah, I think I'm going to retire. Come on,
Travis, man, what you got to say about that?
Well, I will say I'm glad we didn't take that trade because, you know, he would have retired as it was stated, you know, and we would have lost a 1st-round pick.
We would have lost big time.
Absolutely.
He literally came out of retirement, but he was going to go to retirement because he wanted to come to our. He got traded to our team.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy. That's crazy that he would do that, man.
Well, you got to also think though. In Florida, there's no state taxes.
Yep.
So he gets all that money.
Bro, they tried to take Tom Brady off a ground when he was practicing over there in Tampa Bay. Oh man. Well, it's good. It's going to be interesting to see. Dern, what do you make of this? How does this affect the Lions? And we try to give up a 1st-round pick. What say you, man?
Well, I just want to say thank you, Gronk, for not screwing us over. You just saved Quinn's job. He would have been fired last year because if he would have retired, we would have lost that 1st round plus more. And we wouldn't have gotten Hawkinson at the same time. So all around, we would have been screwed for this year.
Oh, man. I mean, I think Gronkowski would have another belt from the WWE if he would have fired that. I mean, how can this guy go dancing with the stars to receiving a belt in WWE to be traded to Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Man, I don't know, guys. I think that's going to be a hard game. What say you out there? Do you think when we face Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is that going to be a game to watch? And is that going to be a game that we may not be able to win? So I think it's going to be one of the toughest games in the schedule. I have Tampa Bay going fairly far in this year.
I will say this. I'm glad it's in Detroit and not in Tampa Bay.
Right.
That's probably the only saving grace.
Oh man! If there's
that's still scary.
This too, and I heard Peter King talk about this, and this is definitely going to affect the Detroit Lions. And this just came out of nowhere. He said there's a good possibility that at least half the season games will not have fans in the stadium. It'll be literally empty stadium playing the games. How can that affect the Detroit Lions? TA.
Ooh, man, that's a big question, Mike. That's going to affect everything because the Lion fans are definitely committed. Win, lose, or draw, the Lion fans come and support the team or whatever. So that's going to have a significant effect because playing football, even though it's fun and everything like that, but it's fun when people are watching you because you're out there trying to show out. You know what I mean? You're trying to make plays. You're trying to intercept the ball. You're trying to, you're trying to break a long run. And to look back and look in the stands and see nobody's cheering you on, and the only people that's cheering you on is your team on the sideline and the coaches. Woo, that's gonna be a bit much right there, man.
Got to give the shout out to JMO. He will be one of the only people in the stadiums if that occurs. And man, that would be one lucky guy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So you said JMO would be somewhere in the suite somewhere, huh?
Oh man, yeah, he lucky dude. He works there. So man, that'll be interesting to see. We have a very loud stadium at Ford Field. I think it would hurt us, man. We got one of the loudest stadiums. If you ever been to Ford Field in a packed game, it is extremely loud.
Yes,
extremely loud. And Travis, how would that affect the Lions? Empty stadiums.
Well, according to Glover Quinn in his video, or was it in Dose of Dion's live stream, he said a lot of times that, it takes a little bit for Stafford to get that oomph into him.
That was a live stream.
And it was your live stream?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes it takes a lot for him to get that oomph. With the fans, it kind of helps a player. Like, okay, they really want to see this go down the field, or so let's give it to them. So it's going to be a little bit hard for them to to deal with the no crowd noise.
100% with you, man. Hey, what's going on, Mars Landing? I haven't seen you on here in a bit. Man, I really hope that the fans are in there. It's just not the same. It is not the same. I've watched a few shows that don't even have fans in it, and it's awkward, man. It is so awkward. So hopefully this COVID stuff can die down and we can be there and watch the games. And Glover Quinn, it says it takes Stafford to get started. That's why we need to have 5 quarters and let Stafford play a quarter by himself, get warmed up, because it is weird. He seems to be a slow starter. But, Dern, how will this affect the Lions if there's no crowd?
First, I saw my kid. I guess he logged into my YouTube and said, "Hi, Dad. Hi, buddy."
I thought that was you.
Hi, buddy.
Hey.
Yeah, that was him. He's upstairs. It's a big deal, in my opinion, because what's home field advantage? It's in front of your own crowd that cheers for your team, and they're really loud when the opponents are on offense. They're silent when you're on offense. So it really helps the team. It's that 12th man that Seattle usually calls them. It just, I just don't think it's the same if there's no fans there.
And I want to react to a comment I seen in the chat. It was saying that the reason Gronkowski didn't come here is because he hates Detroit. Honestly, I think it's more the fact he just loves Tom Brady.
Right,
he
exactly.
really loves that guy. He is literally, that's my quarterback. I think that is more. Go ahead.
Do you know, Mike, that he caught the most touchdown passes from Tom Brady? 78.
Ooh.
Yeah,
so of course that's his boy. You know they got a good relationship, man, and that's all good, man. That they have that great chemistry together, and that he wanted to come back and play with his quarterback. Now the thing about Gronkowski too is that he gets injured a lot, so hopefully he can stay healthy, man. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you had Gronkowski and Hernandez, they were murdering people, literally. And so if you see O.J. Howard, if he stays there, that's going to be a fun game to watch. It is definitely going to be a fun game to watch. We've talked a lot, but I want to know, we all know, we've talked about who we want to take with that first pick in this draft. What about the second pick? What should we target? Who should we target, Travis, with that second pick, whether it's if we trade up late in the first round or we stay at where we are, 34?
35.
Who do we take? Who would be available? What are you looking at for that second pick?
Well, for me, I'm going to be looking at either Jonathan Taylor, if available, or AJ Epinenza. I've been real high on AJ Epinenza. I've been doing a lot of the Iowa games, so I had a front view of a lot of his games, and he might have not tested well, and it kind of threw him out the top 10. But that dude is a top 10 pick, and if he can fall there in the second round, which a lot of these mock drafts have him falling, pretty much to us at 35. If he does fall there at 35, it's almost a no-brainer. You got to go get a top 10 talent in the draft at 35.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would love if we can get AJ Epinesa. If he is still there, to me, that's a no-brainer pick. I'm with you as well. AJ Epinesa, the only reason he went down is due to a bad combine. Combine to me, I really don't care. I would, the Dern's son says, love you, Dad. And
love you, buddy.
Yeah, he loves you. And I think that would be a great pick. Dern, what say you, man? Who should we target with that second pick? Player, position, what are you thinking?
It really depends on who's there and who we take in the first round. With what I said before, if we take Brown, I would probably look at like an Epinesa or a Noah Binogene or Jeff Gladney, just to balance it out.
Yeah,
maybe a guard.
sure. I love Gladney too. So if we decided to go a tackle there, Gladney to me would be a great pickup in the secondary. If that's the route they want to go, I would love that pick. Yoda, also known as Joseph Dion. What about you, man, with that second pick? Who are you wanting the Lions to target? Oh, I got a super chat from Royal Kush 123. He brings the best Kush in town. You are a champ, in my opinion, so I really, really appreciate it, and I will invest it back into the channel. Joseph Dion, man, what say you again? What are you going to go ahead and do with that second pick if you are Bob Quinn?
Yeah, so there's a lot of options. I think second round's a sneaky good place where the Lions could potentially look to move back.
Yeah.
A lot of teams have 2 second round picks. I could see that. But if we're taking a player there, so let's say we get Derek Brown. If you guys know, I'm really high on Cameron Dantzler. That's my corner, so I could go that route. I love Epinesa. Love getting the pass rushers. I'm all about getting pass rush. I think that's what makes the cornerbacks look so good. I don't see any offensive linemen that I would go second round unless Ruiz is there, but otherwise I think it just makes sense to wait. So, yeah, it really does depend on what we do in the first round, but I think that's a good spot to trade back. I mean, I know you don't trade back division teams, but I know the Bears hold 2 second round picks. There's a couple of teams there that have a couple second rounds, maybe like the Patriots that held like multiple thirds. So if the Lions didn't really want someone there, they could go in the third round where they're usually good at picking players, not the second round. We don't want to pick there. They're not so good at that.
I love it, man. I love it. And you're thinking very wisely, trading back, picking up extra picks. I really, really like it. TA, what say you? What are you going to do with number 2?
Man, when I thought about it long and hard, I already know what I want because I know how I got to do really, really good in this draft. So I'm going running back, and I'm going for the 3 top running backs that I feel that are the 3 top running backs prospects, whether it be Swift, Dobbins, or Taylor. I'm going after those guys. And then if I'm going after if I don't get those guys, then I'm going after a defensive guy, and I'm going to go after Gillimore from Oklahoma. Neville Gillimore, I'm going for him. I think that would be a great pick, especially on that line.
And there's going to be someone that slips out. There's definitely going to be someone that slips out, and I love it. There's a lot of wide receivers that are going to be in the first round. I hope we can get 4 quarterbacks in the first round. It's going to push defensive talent or offensive line talent to us. Now, with that third pick, it all depends for me. If we don't trade for Joe Thuney,
right,
I prefer taking the guard. Even though in my mock draft I had the Lions trading up for DeAndre Swift, I do think they're going to target a running back in this draft, but personally, I would love to beef up the offensive line. We got to be able to have an offensive line. We got to be able to run the football. We got to protect Matthew Stafford. If a Cesar Ruiz is there, man, we're in a good spot for sure.
Right.
I would love to.
He's probably going to go in the first now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think he is. Yes, but someone's going to be there. Someone is going to be there. You got AJ Epinesa, you got Cesar Ruiz. somebody is going to be there. There's going to be a couple running backs there. Maybe one just goes into the first round.
Right.
We have so many options, and that's what's so exciting about this. And don't forget, guys, we may have another pick if we trade back. So sky's the limit for this team. And the second round to me is the round I enjoy the most, is because there's players that are supposed to go in the first round that goes in the second round. Darius Slay, we got him there. Yes, we picked up some bad players as well, but if we can draft correctly, we can really get a quality player with a decent pick. I mean, there's going to be first-round talent that falls there. And we need to – Gross Matos, he may be there as well. He's projected to go in the mid-20s. So
I was thinking about him too.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
What if Kinlaw falls that far?
Oh my.
Then I would wake up from I would wake up after I met Kush 123, because he would have got I would have ate a lot of cookies after meeting him and probably would fell asleep. So
Man.
yeah, that would be disgustingly sick. So tell me who you guys want. Who do you guys want in the second round? Who's a player that can fall, Travis? That could fall to us in the second round that's not supposed to pick. It could be any position. It could be a wide receiver. It could be any position that you think is a value pick for the Lions. Even it may not be a pick that we necessarily need, but it may be one of those deals where he's the best player on the board. Who would that be to you?
The 93 in the chat and only the 77 thumbs up. So if we get those thumbs up, we greatly appreciated.
I would love that in the second round. I would
That helps
love
the
it.
video get out there, guys. Smash that like button.
No, I mean, if for me, I think it's going to be either one of the top 3 running backs or like an AJ Epinesa, probably like a Ruiz, any one of those guys I think can definitely fall at 35. And if you miss on a Ruiz, a guy that there's 2 guys I've been really high on when it comes to the offensive line, and that's Solomon Kinley and also Damian Lewis.
Yeah, those are pretty good guys.
I like that.
Both of those guys, even if you draft both of them, say the 4th and 5th round,
right?
You just beefed up, tremendously that offensive line. Now, would they do that? Probably not. They probably would do one or the other. But if it's up to me, I'm going double on offensive guard. But
you gonna double up on them?
That would be
I mean, come on now. We only got we got Kenny Wiggins and Ode Abushi.
Right. That's kind of right. That's how I feel, Mike. Why did they bring them back? I'm trying to get this.
And I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think Joe Dahl's okay.
Yeah, Joe Dahl's cool.
I wouldn't mind an upgrade if that was the case. They're gonna go. I'd be okay with them. He's definitely better than Wiggins and Abushi.
Yeah.
But, if they decide to double up in this draft, you're not going to hear me complain if they take a tackle and a guard, in this draft. I think that's always a good idea.
Right, it is.
Idea. I seen Justin Jefferson. People are talking about him. Correct me if I'm wrong out there. Isn't that the son of our wide receivers coach, Jefferson? And if that's the case, that would be interesting because our wide receivers coach is probably one of the best coaches when it comes to special part of a team in the NFL. So that'd be interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I think that I'm right, but I could be wrong. So, yeah, man. Van Jefferson. Okay, so he corrected me when I was wrong. So I appreciate that, fellas. And that's really important. Third round. Dern. Who should we look at in the third round? Because it's basically, for us, it's a high second round pick almost.
Right. I think we need to draft a wide receiver. A lot of people don't like that or agree with me, but I think we do. We don't have a wide receiver under contract after this year. So I would take a look at a guy like Tyler Johnson. I think he would be a great fit. Last week I compared him a lot to Kenny Galladay. So like I said, what's better than one Kenny Galladay? 2 Kenny Galladeys.
There you go.
What's better than 2 Kenny Galladeys? 5 Kenny Galladeys. It's playing Russian roulette with a fully loaded gun and still winning. So I think that would be a quality idea. Travis, what's an individual should we target in the third rounds? Because we got 2 picks.
I would definitely what do you call it? If I'm going to go, well, if there's a trade back in the first, and you got 2 firsts, and then you still got your 35th. My goal is to get Jeffrey Okuda, AJ Epinesa, Jonathan Taylor. So with the third pick, I'm going to be going and trying to get uh, maybe maybe an offensive lineman, seeing who's best player available there. I would definitely be looking at maybe a linebacker, maybe a another uh, another wide receiver. I would be going somewhere into that area. But if a guy like Cephas can fall, say
Yeah.
in the 4th or 5th rounds, due to all the other stuff that he went through off the field in college, if he could fall later, you got a steal there.
100%. 100%. And there's going to be a steal there. TA, third round. What do you got?
Wow, this is an interesting round because when you start getting to the middle rounds and things of that nature, that's when you got to really start paying attention to what's really going on and how the draft board is looking. Now, when it comes to what I would do with that third round, those 2 picks, definitely I would look at probably getting a wide receiver, like Darren said. Definitely, wide receiver is definitely a position that is of need. I know a lot of people probably think that it's not, but it is because nobody's pretty much under contract. So with that being said, basically I'm going after guys like Donovan Peoples-Jones. Definitely he's one of my favorites. Gabriel Davis from UCF. I like him as well. And I also like Michael Pittman as well too. Michael Pitts, I like him as well too. So it's so many receivers. You can go even a guy like KJ Hamler, who I really, really like as well. It's a lot of receivers in this draft. So you can go any kind of way that you want to because there's so many of them. But I definitely think that I'll go receiver, and I'm probably going to go cornerback.
I like it.
Yes, I'm probably in corners that I'm looking at. I'm looking at guys like AJ Terrell. I'm looking at guys like when it comes to other corners, I'm looking at guys Diggs from Alabama. I like him as well. So there's a lot of different corners that I possibly can go after. Gladney, I can go after him. So I'm just looking to get this team better. And if I don't get like an Okuda in the first pick or whatever in that first round, then I'm definitely going to go and get a corner in the middle rounds, probably around in that same tier of 3 to somewhere between 3 and 5.
Okay, I like it. Joseph Dion, what about you? Is there a specific player you'd like to get or a position that they should target in the third rounds? Because we got 2 of them.
Yeah, I think third round is a great spot. Like you guys have said, like Travis said, go offensive lineman. I think one of the picks, because I don't know if they're going to go with an offensive lineman before that. Because first round, I see they would have to trade back and grab a tackle. Second round, the only guy I'm looking at is Ruiz, so I don't think they'll take one there. So third round, I think would be a good spot for a guard. I like Lewis. I like Tyler Beadaz. I like Kinley a little bit later. Stenberg. But the other option, I think, is wide receiver. I think that's a good one as well. I completely agree with that one. But I'm really high on Cameron Dancer. Like, I know I say it a lot. I think he's the second best corner in the draft, and he's going to be like the 7th one off the board. So I see the next Slay, but not like the problems, just on the field Slay.
Okay, I see a lot of Donovan Peoples-Jones, the wide receiver.
Yeah.
I think, could we get him in the 4th round, do you think? Do you think you can get Donovan Peoples-Jones in the 4th round, TA?
Yeah, it's a possibility to get him in the 4th round. It just depends on what everybody else is doing around you. When it comes to getting the impact player and you need that receiver, because eventually that you're going to have somebody that's going to come in and replace Marvin Jones, because he probably won't be back with the team next season. So you're going to have to find that guy. Now, we thought that pretty much last year Travis Fulgham was the guy that would be able to come in and do that, but it looks like he needs like a little more time to work out his craft or whatever. But You want a guy that you can just, that you can get this guy and that he's that actual replacement and he's going to be a complement to Kenny Golladay. That's what you really need. So when you're thinking about picking up a receiver, you want another guy that would eventually, if you give the extension to Kenny Golladay, you want another guy that you would be able to groom alongside him.
And everyone in the chat, when draft day comes, just kind of keep an eye for all the players in the Senior Bowl. After listening to what Bob Quinn was saying in the press conference, with the lack of stuff going on when it comes to COVID-19, that's why in my mock draft I had a lot of people that played in the Senior Bowl in this draft because they got a hands-on look. They've seen these players in action, and man, that seems to be possible for sure. I wouldn't mind Donovan Peoples-Jones in the 4th round. I think that would be nice. I do believe that we need to get a wide receiver, not necessarily the first highest picks, but I feel like we need to be able to groom somebody to be with Kenny Golladay and have their. You should take a look at Lynn Bowden, Marcel Williams. Who is the best slot receiver in this draft? Travis, who's the best slot receiver in this draft?
That's actually a great question because I haven't really looked at anybody in the slot really, but I will definitely have to be doing some research on that. I've been really looking at outside guys just because of the massive needs. Like you guys all said, I think everyone on the panel has agreed to this. After next year, you pretty much only got maybe Kenny Golladay.
Right.
Outside of that, who's out? Who else? Marvin Jones Jr. could be gone. And so I would definitely be looking at an outside guy. So I didn't really look too much on a slot guy. I mean, you do still have a Marvin Hall. If he balls out this year, I mean, he could get at least a couple-year contract. But I that's the only reason. So I will have to do some research on that. I haven't really took a look at slots.
The most important position in the NFL is the quarterback position. And with recent injuries to Mr. Matthew Stafford, it's maybe time to take a quarterback in this draft. Dern, what round are you willing to take a quarterback?
That's a good question. I refuse to think that we're going to take a quarterback, but if we have to, if we absolutely have to, maybe the 4th. Depends who's there.
I'm waiting until the 7th. I know people said Jalen Hurts, guys. The way that I'm hearing from at least the legacy media is that he's going to be an early day 2 pick, possibly late the very last pick in the 1st round because they want that 5th-year option. So I don't think Jalen Hurts would even be available. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see, but he's not. I don't think he's going to make it past the 2nd round. He ain't getting past there. Cole McDonald into 5th. Okay, I see some Cole McDonalds in there. Man, I don't even know. I'm not worried about drafting a quarterback, but if they got one in the 7th round, I'd be okay. If they get one in the first 4 rounds, I'm not going to be okay with it unless it's some crazy slide.
Nah, that takes your man.
Yeah. I was just going to say that's my favorite sleeper quarterback. That General just brought that up. General View. Shout out to him for that. My boy Khalil Tate, man, he does not get the press. He does not. A lot of people don't talk about him as much. A couple years ago, Khalil Tate graced the covers of Sports Illustrated. Now, the thing of it is that the team that he played for was not a great team, and I have to admit that. And then injuries kind of kept him away. But this guy was almost pretty much a Heisman candidate, and all eyes was on him. But all of a sudden, when you fall from grace, nobody wants to give you an opportunity or think that you're that good anyway. But Khalil Tate, if he gets drafted to the right situation, this guy is going to be lights out because the talent he has 1st-round talent, man.
You have seen this guy up and close.
Yes, I went to the games to see him. Yes. So
tell the people about Khalil Tate, because I'm sure not a lot of people understand who he is, what he brings to the table.
Well, okay, Khalil Tate, he's a quarterback, for the Arizona Wildcats. And if you don't know who he is, go look him up on YouTube. You'll be able to see some of his film. You'll see some of the highlights. and things that this guy brings. Now, there's always things that he can work on. Is getting better with his accuracy as far as throwing the ball. But the guy has a cannon for an arm, and he runs like a deer down the field. This guy, I'm telling you, man, if he get drafted to the right team in the right situation, man, Khalil Tate is going to be box office. Believe me. And people are going to be
facts.
and people going to be wondering, why didn't I take this kid? It's always that every year when you go into the draft, why didn't I get that kid? It's because you thought that he wasn't good. You thought that he wasn't good enough to grace your roster. But the Lions are eventually going to have to eventually going to have to. I'm not saying it's going to be Khalil Tate, but the Lions are going to have to eventually find a replacement for Stafford. You have to be able to groom a guy right behind him, just like when Aaron Rodgers had to wait behind Brett Favre. You have to be able to groom guys, and that's what they need to be doing. That's kind of what I wanted a little bit for them to start getting ready to groom a guy. But best believe, just mark my words, guys. If he gets an opportunity in the right situation, watch out for Khalil Tate.
That's awesome because you get an up close and personal view of it, and to me, that is very important. We're not just looking at what we see on film on YouTube. We're not looking what we see when it comes to ESPN stats. You got an up close and view of this guy. You've been raving about him for a year.
Well, yeah, for a long time. Yeah, I've been talking about him for a while.
For a long time. So if it seems like he's not going to get drafted, correct? He's going to.
Yeah, it looks like he could. If he it looks like he could be either late or I don't know, man. I really don't know his situation. As far as because I know he's been working out and stuff like that. But I just don't know where he's going to get taken because he's one of those guys that pretty much is a sleeper quarterback because everybody else is talking about the Jalen Hurts and things of that nature. But I'm telling you, man, guys, make sure when you get done watching this, go check out Khalil Tate, and you'll be amazed at what this kid can do.
Also, make sure to subscribe to everybody on this panel. We love talking Detroit Lions football. Dose of Dion, he's the man. Troxel Sports is Troxel Sports. He's got a great channel there. He does a lot of live streams. TA Noble Sports, we all know TA. He knows everything. Let's talk about bold predictions. Bold predictions in this draft. Bold prediction. What do you think will be extremely bold that's going to happen in this draft? Even if it's not talking about the Lions. Dose of Dion, what's a bold prediction that is going to happen in this draft that no one may see coming right now?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm trying to think of it. I have no idea. Bold prediction. Okay. Hold up. I think I'm thinking a good one. Okay, here's mine. No, this ain't bold. That's not bold. Let me think again. All right.
Right.
I was thinking, Patriots trade back first round. That's not bold. Here's what I'm going with. Bold prediction. Lions take a quarterback third round, and they either Anthony Gordon or Jake Fromm.
You stop it right now.
Ooh. Jake Fromm, State Farm. That's extremely bold. I like it. Dern, bold prediction.
I don't really have a great one. I just know Quinn is going to do something that none of us are predicting in the first 3 rounds, like he does every year.
Yeah.
Kawhi, Galladay, no one thought that was coming.
Yeah.
But if I have to do bold, Jordan Love will go before Tua.
Wow,
that is
bold. Very bold.
Now that is bold.
That is very bold.
Just doesn't set well for a lot of teams. I heard there's a lot of teams that take 2 off their board completely.
I heard that too. Royal Kush 123 again dropping a super chat. You are awesome. You are the MVP. Truly appreciate it, man. He said, "Love you, Dion. Go Lions." You got a big support here, Dion.
Oh man, appreciate it.
Dion's one of the nicest, most motivated 18-year-old I have ever seen in my life. He's done way better than me. Love what he brings to the Lions. Love it, man. We love it, man.
We love it. The energy, yeah.
The energy, the passion, the goofiness. It's great, man. It is absolutely great. Travis, bold prediction for the draft.
All right. Bold prediction. I will have to say that I'm gonna say that the what do you call it? The Dolphins move up for a tackle.
Okay, that's bold,
I'm
man.
gonna definitely. I think there's some truth to that.
Okay,
Oof.
and that would be interesting for many reasons because I feel like they could still get a tackle at their spot for sure, obviously, but they must covet one specific guy. Here's a bold prediction from me. Here's one bold prediction. I'll make two bold predictions. First one, it was already in my mock draft. The Lions trade back into the first round to get DeAndre Swift. I just got a sneaky suspicion they're going for a running back. Interestingly enough, after I dropped my mock draft, Peter King dropped his mock draft. It was very similar. You had the Lions trading back to the 5th pick to get a Jeffrey Okudah, and then his next pick, he had the Lions taking a running back, and he said pick any 3. I think the Lions may like DeAndre Swift a little bit more because he is not fumbling a lot. He fits the idea of throwing the ball into the the running back's hands to let him run the play. That's a bold prediction there for me. Lions trade back up into the first round. Bold prediction. Royal Kush dropped another super chat.
Shout out to Royal Kush.
Royal Kush is royally awesome. 123, 499. Man, I truly appreciate it. Here is another bold prediction.
Cold hard facts.
Cold hard facts.
Facts.
Bold prediction that the Miami Dolphins will trade back to trade up to the 3 pick. Okay. And then they're going to take their quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, which no one believes they're going to do as of recently, because I just believe it's a full-on smoke screen when it comes to Tua Tagovailoa. I do believe that they covet him. I think that's what's going to take place. Everyone's talking about they're going to take Herbert now, even though I believe that Herbert could get taken away from Tua. I just think all this crap going on is nothing but a smoke screen. And to me, it's hard for me to think this guy is going to slide out of the top 10. I think they're going to literally do what we all thought they were going to do, even though in recent weeks they have not done so. So I know that may not be a bold prediction, but when it comes to the recent couple of weeks, it seems to be it very well could be. Let's see. Kool-Aid and Cornbread dropped a super chat. $2. The Dolphins don't draft a quarterback in this year's draft. That's bold.
Ooh, that's bold.
That is bold.
That is a very bold one.
That is bold. And, I actually got to agree with that. I definitely agree with that because, this year they can build their entire team. Next year, do kind of like the Cleveland Browns did and have another bad season. And guess what? You got awarded with a Trevor Lawrence.
Whoa. Whoa.
I heard that today that the Jacksonville Jaguars are willing to basically trade their first-round pickup for next year's capital because they want Lawrence as their quarterback next year. So that'll be interesting to see for sure.
Wow.
But yeah, man,
I thought in Minshew we trust. I thought that's what it's supposed to be, Mike.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I know. So that'll be awesome. There's a question here for the panel from Phil Armstrong. He says, "What will it take for Quinn to have you screaming at the TV and doing the draft?" I will tell you what it will take for the Lions.
I will tell you.
If they take if they take an offensive lineman with that 3rd pick, I'm gonna be really mad. I'm gonna be real mad because we could get something. We need help on defense. We need a blue chipper. And we have blue chippers on offense, but we don't got one on defense.
Right.
That would make me extremely mad. Extremely mad. What say you, Travis? What will make you mad in this year's draft? Yes. Dose of Dion. What would make you mad in this draft?
Tua, for sure. If we get a quarterback with our first round, I might end the stream. I'm just saying. So anybody Mike's link, keep the link to everybody else's live because I might be ending it early.
Okay, yeah, that would be very interesting to see if they took Tua. I think I would fall out my seat.
Yeah.
First, I would laugh.
Right.
I would laugh, fall out of my seat. Then I would get mad. Then I would grieve, and then I would accept it. Just like when you're getting over an ex. It's like the 5 ways of grieving. Dern, what would make you mad in this year's draft?
Like you said, take a quarterback in the first round. In a lot of my football groups that I'm in on Facebook, they're like, "Oh, we need to draft Tua, otherwise this team's gonna fail for years to come." No, you're gonna fail right now if you take Tua.
Yes, you're gonna fail right now.
Right
And
now.
his body's gonna fail us out right now. As soon as he walks up to get introduced, he would blow his knee out or something. So I think that would be something we don't want to get. We don't want to take a quarterback that early. I don't think it's going to happen, but that is up there with the upsetting. It's your time, guys, to ask us the question. We will take any question. Just throw it our way, and we will talk about it. And we love doing that. We love doing that.
Mike, I think I got a good bold prediction.
Do it.
I think Lions take Kinlaw at 3. Someone said in the comments reminded me. Yeah, Kinlaw at 3.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
That would
I
be cool.
can see it at 5
No,
or
they don't.
6, not at 3.
hey,
The Lions.
If it's over Brown,
Yeah, this is
fine.
Bob
I'm
Quinn,
okay
man.
with
Bob Quinn, come on.
It is Bob Quinn. It is Bob Quinn. That would be very much interesting to see what's going on there. If they do that, so will they. So it'll be interesting to see. That would frustrate me, just to say the least. Just to say the least. Let's hear if you see a question like, should we acquire Josh Rosen with the trade back from Miami?
Wow, that's a tough one.
I said this earlier in the year that I wouldn't mind it, but at this point, I don't think they're going to do it. I mean, they could. I mean, he'd probably be really cheap. I mean, the guy's been traded every year, so why not trade him again? That would be.
it. We can trade him next year.
Yeah, we can trade him
Right.
next year. Very well.
Yeah.
They get traded every year.
And
Would you
get
trade
capital
for
him?
Would you trade for Fournette, Travis Troxel? Yes. Would you trade
Yes.
for Fournette, the Dern?
No, absolutely not. I
Now,
love
why?
Fournette. I love Fournette. Don't get me wrong, but we're gonna have to pay him money soon, which I don't think the Lions want to pay big money to a running back. So we get him for a renter's idea? No.
Okay. No, I would do it only if we don't take a back in this draft. That would be
that's
the
what I was
only
gonna
reason
say.
I'm doing it. If we're going to pick a running back, there's no point in doing it. And so, which player on defense is the most important this season? That is a really good question.
Wow.
Who is the most important
I got it.
Go ahead.
The most important player on the Detroit Lions defense this season is Deshaun Hand. You know why he's the most important? Because he doesn't hardly be on the field. So we definitely we want to make sure that Deshaun Hand is getting healthy. I definitely think that Deshaun Hand, because now that Snacks is gone, you don't have him there, and I think that he's going to get that opportunity to play a lot of snaps. So you definitely want to make sure that Deshaun Hand is ready for the job and the task that's at hand.
Okay. Now, Brandon says the most Lions thing Lions could do is pass on Chase Young. That would be the most Lions thing that the Lions can do. That would be. I would be upset about that, man. If we're not going to take Chase Young, we're going to go ahead and take Mekhi Becton or something else like that. That would frustrate me, man. If Chase Young's there, I want him. I think he's a fantastic player. No doubt about it. Let's see. Will Jared Davis finally play up to his first-round pick status? Travis, do you believe that he could finally live up to his status?
I think he has to, otherwise he's gone next year. Like, can you guys hear me? Because I've been trying to talk and
Yeah, we hear
I can hear you now.
oh,
I can
okay.
hear you now. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So yeah, I mean he has to, otherwise he's gone next year.
I don't think he's going to live up to it.
Wow.
I don't think so. And does anyone believe he's going to live up to his status on
If
the
he
panel
gets
here?
put to outside linebacker, I think he could be pretty good.
Correct. I do believe that. Most important player for me on defense.
Man,
Corey
Yeah.
Undlin, our defensive coordinator. He
Yeah,
needs to get this defense in line.
Yeah.
OTA, you were going to say something.
Yeah, the one that you just put on the screen. When somebody just said Han and Austin Bryant, we still don't know what Austin Bryant looks like.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, he's like the unknown soldier.
He's the unknown guy in the room, man. We don't know what Austin Bryant looks like, and I really want to see what this kid got. I want to see what he has.
Facts. I agree. I'm cheater laughing out loud. Okuda, the most important player on defense. Okay, that means he would be on our team.
We better have a good front seven.
Oh, yeah. Trey Flowers, good one, James DeKai. We need
Agreed.
pass rush. We need to get after the quarterback. We need to be able to sack the quarterback. I'm tired of them. Sit back there, 7-8 seconds. Trey Flowers paid a lot of money. Take the quarterback down. Take Aaron Rodgers down. Take down.
Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, take those guys down, right?
Mitchell Trubisky alone. We want him on the field.
Maybe he could if he didn't get called hands to the face all the damn time now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's true. Hands to the face every 5 seconds.
Which was bullshit. I'm just saying.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's see. Do you guys see any more questions here? I'm going to have to go up here. Davis gets traded. Okay.
Yeah. Davis finally plays up to his first round potential, somebody said.
Okay.
Kool-Aid and cornbread, yeah.
Says, will Bryant start Jack Edge? I don't think he's going to start. I don't know, man. He's like the unknown guy.
Yeah, you don't know anything about him. Yep.
What if Unlin develops Mike Ford and Mike Jackson? That would be awesome. And we did finally re-sign Mike Ford. That's good. I think Mike Ford will be he's a decent piece to this team. Is he by far the best? No, but we need to have backups. I think he's a fine backup. Undrafted rookie. Comes out of nowhere. Beats out Tease Tabor. I have no problem if he makes the team and he gets better under Unlin. We can't get worse. And I think Unlin is so important to this team because this defense was just out of sync on all fronts last year. Pescaloni was a pest. We finally got a guy that is better. I don't know how good he's going to be, but he's got to be better. MicroMike, Detroit needs to get the Auburn kid. Nick Fairley, we got him before, but if you're talking about Derek Brown, I could see it, man. I have 49% Derek Brown, 51 Okuda. Go.
I want to talk about somebody that we haven't mentioned, and I think that this kid probably can be good. And he played at Ohio State too. Hamilton, Devon Hamilton.
Yes.
This dude is a beast, man.
That's my sleeper.
Yeah. I was watching. That's your sleeper, Mike?
That's my sleeper.
I was watching this guy today, man, and I'm like, man, nobody's hardly talking about this Hamilton kid, and he was one of the reasons why Okuda looked it good out on the field.
In my mock draft,
Hamilton is nice.
Hamilton's a beast.
He is a beast, man.
We can get him probably in the 4th round.
Yeah,
we got Sammy Lee Hill in the 4th round who did well for us. We got Deshaun Hand in the 4th round. This guy to me is my sleeper pick who could be good. I think if we got him in the 4th round, having him next to Deshaun Hand and Trey Flowers would be awesome.
Man, it would be awesome.
So Dan, what say you, man? What say you? You think this guy is special too that not a lot of people's giving him credit for?
Yeah, Hamilton's good. I mean, I was just looking at his numbers and I was like, well, you don't see many defensive linemen look like that kind of numbers. He's really good. I think the whole defensive line, like this is nothing against Okuda because I think he is the best corner, but they make him look real good. Like all of his interceptions, if you watch him, there's tons of pressure in that quarterback. So that defense line, let's just get him and Chase Young, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
That would be sick.
And our defense would be set.
There you go.
That would be sick, man. If you got Chase Young and him, good luck with that. We finally will have a defensive line. Last year, we all thought they were going to do well with the individuals they picked up. It did not work out. I got mad. Dosa Dion cried. TA said, Mike, I can't talk Lions no more.
Right, I did.
Travis laughed. The Dern, he just shook his head. So,
wow, I just shook my head. That was crazy.
okay, there's a question here. Could you see the Lions signing Everson Griffin? He is not signed. Why is this guy not signed?
Probably wants too much money.
Travis, why is Everson Griffin not signed? Would you think the Lions could take him?
I do, especially after the draft. I think that's going to be a consolation prize for the Lions if they just so happen to miss out on an edge rusher. You could plug him in, wait till next year, go get your edge rusher.
Yep. He could be a bridge guy.
Yep.
Dennis Wilson says, Micro, Nick Fairley, my boy, he tipped me $100 to detail his truck. Well, that's awesome, man.
Man, that's cool.
Hey,
man.
That's real
what's
cool,
up.
man. That's
Hey,
real
ask him,
cool.
do he got 100 for us, man?
Tell him it's important that he gives me a $100 super chat, and I will be happy because that just makes it even. That would make it even. I got a question for the panel, and I'm going to throw this to the Dern. Do you think Amani Warrior is going to take that next step?
Absolutely, especially if you get someone like Okuda to give competition with. It's the best corner wins. So I think he'll take the next step.
Okay. I think he's definitely going to take the next step. I think he's going to be an integral part of this defense for years to come. If Okuda's paired up with him, that is a 1-2 punch on corners that I believe really could. I mean, that would be sick. It would be. And I think that's why they traded Darius Slay. They believe a lot in Amani Warrior, TA.
Yeah. Right. You know that's my guy. Man, I'm bagging 100% and 10% behind the Amani Warrior to be that still, because we all want that. We all when we saw that draft last year and he fell from grace all the way down to that fifth round, man, it was like, man, we got Amani Warrior. Are you kidding me? I couldn't believe it. And it was like, I knew right then and there, I'm like, man, this guy could possibly be a steal. And I still say that to this day, that Amani Warrior, he just needs the opportunity to play. And once he gets that opportunity, which he made the most of it last season. I mean, in preseason, he didn't look as good because he was still kind of learning. But towards the end of the season, he really picked up his ball skills and his instincts and his technique a little bit better. Like I said, the biggest thing with Amani that I saw is that he just needs to learn how to turn his head around. And once he does that, this dude gonna be getting a lot of interceptions.
Yeah.
Oh man, absolutely. I mean, he grew a lot from preseason all the way into the regular season, and man, that would be really nice because we need him to step up. And folks, he is. You could say, oh, he's a 5th round pick, but he was really supposed to be a 2nd round pick.
A 2nd round pick, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Amani will be he's going to take that next step. And all the Slade talk, how we traded him, is not going to be that big of a deal if he takes that next step, in which I do believe he can take that next step. And so we'll see what happens, but I think that's an individual to look for when it comes to that. Let's see, panel, do you believe we will see more Jelani Tavai? Yes on
absolutely.
steroids.
Yes,
Travis, why?
What'd you say, Mike? Yes on steroids.
Yes on steroids. We will get in the chopping now with all those steroids. Travis.
Yeah.
Is Jelani Tavai gonna man the middle? Is he gonna take that next step for our defense?
Absolutely. That's not without a question. Like he is definitely going to man that middle. I think he takes that second year leap. That moves Jared Davis to the outside, where I think that he can actually be better.
Mm-hmm. And definitely, I think Tavai has a lot of potential. I think he can go ahead and man the middle, relieve Mr. Davis out of here because we need help in the middle, and it's very important. Dolo, what do you think about? Oh, that's to Dolo Dynamite. Let's see here. More questions. What 2nd round player needs to step up the most this year? That's a really good question. Mine, TJ Hawkinson. Yeah. He's got to step up.
Yeah.
He's got to step up. He has got to score those touchdowns when the ball hits his hands. He has got to really help this team out on 3rd down. We drafted him high in this draft, and he's got to live up to it. I think he will, but he must step up, or it's going to look real bad if he don't. We got to feed this man the football. Dosa Dian, what 2nd-year player needs to step up?
I agree. I go TJ Hawkinson too. I completely agree. He dropped a lot of passes last season, and I think with Jesse James as another option, I mean, this dude, he's got to be a lot better. I think it would help us out a lot, but I think he'll look better if we improve the offensive line, it'll give him more opportunities to go out for passes. I kind of wanted to answer this real quick. When you
Go
guys
ahead.
were talking about the best players, not the best players, the most important players for this season, I wasn't in here, but I don't know if anybody said it. I'm going to go with Jamie Collins. I think Jamie Collins is
Ooh,
kind of
Ooh,
like the leader.
yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
great pick. Great pick. Do you think Bo Benshaw takes the next step? I think he takes a step, not the step. I think he moves up. I think he moves up as a full-time backup. I think he does take that next step, but I don't see him starting. I think we're going to get a guard in this draft or a tackle, vice versa. It just depends where Vita Vea goes. If he goes in the interior, if he's thrown on the outside. But I think he will step up. I do think he will take that next step, and it's important, man. Let's see here.
I do
Go ahead, go
want to
ahead.
say something real quick. You know, I've always been a firm believer if you take Taylor Decker, move him to the right tackle, you could throw Vita Vea, or not Vita Vea, Hale Vitae to the left tackle
Yeah.
where he actually played in a Super Bowl at and did fairly well. You know, you go get yourself some what do you call it? And I think you really invested in that offensive line and put guys in better position because, you know, Taylor Decker out there on the left tackle, he was frustrating because every time, you know, we did a fabulous play, it got called back on a flag. And it's just like, Decker, if you don't stop it.
If I said Vita Vea, I meant to say Halapalooty Vitae. Sorry, these names are so similar, and it is very
Hey,
difficult to
that's
remember these
facts.
names. They get the guys with the craziest names, and that's why I can see them take Tua Tagovailoa just to
Right.
screw all the fans up with these names. Halapalooty Vitae. I mean, we're gonna have a 25 lettered name on a back of a jersey. These names kill me, man. Dern, who would y'all pair with Amani, not including Jeffrey Okuda?
Well, Trufant for now is on the other side until someone steps up. Like I said before, I'm a big fan of Noah I can't remember how I said his
He
name.
played for Auburn. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I can't say
I'm a
hey,
big
you
fan
should
of
have picked
his.
that.
I think
Picked
he'd be a
that
pretty
guy.
good pick. Igbiogere, I think that's how you say it.
Oh yeah, something like that. It's weird.
I like Gladney. I think if we decided to take the cornerback in the second round, Gladney is a good individual in there. I think he could really be a solid cornerback for us if they decide to go that route instead of the first pick.
Yeah, I'm
So,
taking Diggs. I'm taking Diggs.
okay, so you want to
Yes.
screw with the Minnesota Vikings a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna take the little brother of Stephon Diggs, Trayvon. I'm definitely gonna take him.
There you go.
If I can't take you know, Jeffrey Okuda, I'm definitely looking at Legarius Sneed.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
He's
Can I-
out of Louisiana Tech.
Like a kid in the candy store.
What about Aquara, the Detroit Lions brother? Would you guys be opposed to him drafting him, pairing up with his brother, possibly third round TA?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I like the brother pairing up together. I don't know if I like that. But he could be solid though, so you never know. You never know. I don't know how he is going to be as a pro or whatever, but yeah, I guess if I need it and he's there, then yeah, no, I'll try to see what I can get from him.
I'm going to answer this one from Kool-Aid and Cornbread because this is the easiest one. He says, what team in the NFC North scares you the most? He says Vikings for me. I say Detroit Lions for me. Because these
Woo, they scare me, man.
Absolutely.
they're Jekyll-eyed. And it's like you think they're going to win, and then Danny Amendola doesn't run out of bounds. You think they're going to win, and they don't let Matthew Stafford finish the game, and we tie with the Arizona Cardinals. That is the team that scares me the most. Plus, we have all the referees on there.
I'll just go say that the ref scares me the most, man. Nothing scares me like the NFL refs.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's the worst. The worst.
Cold hard facts.
Yeah, I know, cold hard. Yeah, the Vikings. What to say you, Dion, man? What team scares you the most?
I was gonna go Lions too. No. Oh, no,
Why is
man.
that? Is it because we shoot ourselves in the foot?
Yes,
Yeah,
and in the stomach.
no,
Cheddar
all
Bob.
the time. All the time.
So
You can't get confident with the lead. You're just like, okay, we got it. You're up 20, but you're not comfortable. You're nervous. Like we're the only team that's nervous up 20. It's crazy. But yeah, I'd go with Lions.
I'm nervous if we're up 24.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Hey, we were up 18 with 10 minutes to go in that Arizona game. So
oh, that was
right, and
so
they came back
bad.
and tied the game.
yeah.
What the Kansas City Chiefs did in the playoffs, I could see happening to us in a lot of games, and that scares me, man. We could be up by a mile and still lose by a mile. With the
But see,
mixture
Kansas
of-
City know. Hey, Mike, Kansas City know that they got that offense. That's why they know. Like, man, we ain't never out of a game.
Mhm. Here's an interesting question I just thought of, and I'm going to throw this to Joseph Dion. There's also been rumors that the wide receiver from the Cleveland Browns, the great Odell Beckham Jr., maybe get on the trade block. Would you trade for Odell Beckham?
No way. No, I don't like Odell's off the field stuff. I feel like every time he goes somewhere, at some point he's not gonna be there. They're gonna move him. No, Odell's nice, like he's got the skill, but no way. I'd rather just draft somebody.
Yeah, I don't want that craziness in my locker room. We good at wide receivers. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Even with only maybe one wide receiver and Kenny Galladay, still don't want it.
Don't want none of that.
You don't want that diva attitude in the locker room, huh, Mike?
No, we need a champion mentality.
Right.
Here's another one, Travis. I'm gonna throw at you. What team? You've seen the player or the teams we're going to play in this year's schedule. We don't know exactly what day, but we know the teams. What team this year scares you the most? Who we face?
Come on now, that Tampa Bay game.
Oh man, I know.
Gronk, come on, really? They had to top it off, re-signing. What do you call it? In a Ndamukong suit, and then topping it off with a Gronk. Like, come on now.
And they got
still,
the sack leader. They got the sack leader.
Still getting
Shaq Barrett.
Yep, still having Shaq Barrett. Like, come on, man. They gonna be a video game.
It's a team roster. It's an all-pro roster. That game worries the living out of me. And you know, they had Jameis Winston threw for over 5,000 yards. What do they do? We're just gonna get the GOAT. That sucks for us.
And now
really
Jamie,
sucks.
have you seen the video? Hey, have you seen the videos of Jameis Winston working out?
No,
what is
I
this?
have not.
You got to go watch these videos, man. 'Cause they are very weird.
Yeah.
They call them the weird workouts.
Was he licking his finger?
No, he's actually.
Go ahead. Tell the truck.
Oh, I seen one where he's actually pushing a van or a truck or whatever. I'm like, what in the world?
Now,
Work on accuracy.
I saw a video the other day. Jameis Winston was like, they were inside of a gym and he's dodging the ball with, he's dodging the little medicine ball thing with that's hanging up like it looks like boxing almost, but he's dodging it. I'm like, man, what kind of workouts is these? But
hey, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a football.
Hey, to each his own on your workouts, man.
He's licking his chops, man. The guy knows exactly how to train. Why throw a football when you can dodge a truck and move it? That really helps you at the quarterback position.
Right. Pick City. What's up, Pick City?
Tomorrow or 2 days is the draft. 2 days is the draft. What are the media going to say in this draft when it's done? What about the Lions? What is going to be the narrative, Mr. Dern?
Well, they usually say, "Oh, they should have done this. They should have done that."
Yep.
It's usually negative when it comes to the Lions. What I'm hoping is that Bob Quinn pulls a rabbit out of his hat and just has a stellar draft. But unfortunately, I think they're gonna talk down to us once again.
I agree. Bob Quinn definitely needs to pull a hat out of a rabbit And
right, or wrap it out of a bag or something.
narrative. What is the narrative? Dose of Dion.
I think it's either going to be that the Lions reached on someone in the second round, or it's that the Lions got to steal the draft and took Chase Young at 2.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's see here, Travis. What's the narrative?
I think the narrative will actually be that for once Bob Quinn actually had a solid draft.
Wow.
Ooh.
Ooh, that would be.
Bold prediction.
Ooh.
Would love that.
TA. What say you?
Man, the narrative that they're going to put out there on the Lions, they're going to say these guys. If I have to give them a grade, if I have to give the Detroit Lions a grade, I think I'll give these guys a D minus. They hate our picks, man. No matter who we pick. Even with last year, like when we picked Jelani Tavai, it was like, who the heck is this guy? Like,
Well, what about when they picked what do you call it, TJ Hawkinson? They gave it a what? A B plus or something like that?
because they didn't want Hawkinson coming to Detroit. They wanted him to go to Buffalo or somewhere else.
Yep.
They didn't
and
want
they
him
would
to
have
come
gave
here.
that an A plus. Yep. Absolutely.
That's
100%
crazy,
agree.
man.
You know, when it comes to monsters, when it comes to vampires, they don't like steaks. They don't like garlic. They don't like the sun.
Do they like holy water?
They don't like holy water. And I believe the narrative from the fan base is going to be like a vampire walking into a church, taking a bath in holy water with onions on their face and garlic all over their body, because they're going to take Jeffrey Okudah, and the fan base is going to be in an uproar. Because a lot of
Absolutely.
Actually,
people want
you know, on Bleacher Report, they were having a fan ran mock draft, and the fans actually put Jeffrey Okudah with the Detroit Lions.
Man, I see a lot of Lions fans, and not too many of them want Jeffrey Okudah. All panel. Ed Whiting is a Detroit Lions YouTuber. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He's young when it comes to this YouTube stuff. He doesn't got a big following, and we support all Detroit Lions YouTubers. He says, all the panel, which rival conference team do you want the Lions to beat the most? That is a great question. That one is to the Dern.
Well, living in Minnesota, I'm going to go to the Vikings. I'm so tired of Vikings fans trying to talk down to me all the time. I want to just smash them. They always think, oh, skull to the bowl. No, come on, man.
Okay, I like that. Skull to the bowl. Travis, what say you?
If he's talking about a rival conference, definitely it has to be ours. NFC North. Take care of what do you call it? It's the easiest way to make a playoffs and also maybe host a playoff game. Win your division.
TA,
Yes.
what do you got? What is the one?
Man, the Packers. That is the one. No, I'm just saying. It's anybody that we play, man. That's how I look at it. Everybody's an enemy. Everybody's an enemy. So I want to be able to beat some teams this year. Like I said, man, the main thing for me is I want to see them beat teams that people don't think that they can beat. Mm-hmm. When that happens, man, I'm telling you, man, the fans are going to be in an uproar. I'm going to be in an uproar, and I'm going to love it, man. But I definitely want to beat the Packers because last year we should have kicked their butt at Lambeau, and you know what happened there. So I don't even have to go there. What happened?
And even in Detroit, we should have swept them.
Exactly.
You know,
Dion.
Packers. It's easy.
Packers?
I just looking at Aaron Rodgers makes me mad. I know that's weird, but it's like,
that's
cocky,
facts.
Man. He's
Every
cocky,
time I
man.
see this guy, I think about taking a bat to his kneecap.
No, man, you trying to pull off a Tanya Hardy, man? What are you doing, man?
Oh,
Hey,
man.
if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I'm learning from Tanya Hardy.
Really wants to be the Patriots.
What was her name? Nancy Kerrigan or something like that?
Nancy Kerrigan. The team I'm worried about is the referees because they're a Green Bay Packers team. They're literally on their side. We see it year after year after year after year, and it drives me crazy. I'm always worried about these guys screwing us. They do it a lot. I'm tired of the Montreal screw job in Detroit. It seems to happen to us all the time. That is what I'm worried about. I'm not necessarily worried about other teams because I felt like we could have beat Green Bay. I felt like we could have beat other teams, but the kind of referees cheated us, just like Vash Starwin said. What's going on, Vash Starwin? Welcome to the chat. What is the narrative when it comes to the Chicago Bears? Are we going to sweep them? Is Mitch Trubisky going to be the quarterback and help us get some victories? Do you guys think we're going to finally sweep these guys again like we used to?
I don't think Trubisky starts.
Yeah.
I think Foles starts, but what Foles are they getting? Are they getting the Eagles Foles? Or are they getting the Rams and Jaguars Foles?
I think they're getting gold. It's definitely not the real thing. I'm scared of Nick Foles. For sure, sweep them.
I will say this, okay? It doesn't matter who they put at quarterback. They got a massive holes on defense, and they have now 2 years of tape on them.
Yeah.
It's about time we take care of business and not throw a pick six to end the game when you're, in a tight game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They also don't have a first-round pick.
And they also don't have a first-round pick.
And they don't have a first-round pick.
But they still have Khalil
Royal
Mack.
Kush dropped the super chat 199. Thank you again. You are killing it. Lions need to smash the Cowboys. That's a given.
Yeah,
We've got to
definitely.
smash those fools. I'm tired of seeing Jarrah stand up there smiling, clapping his hands. He gets old. He gets real old.
Do we play the Cowboys this year? Do you guys know?
Not 100% sure.
I think so.
I'm not 100% sure.
Hold on. I think I might have the schedule. Not the schedule, but at least the teams that we play.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. Okay. At Cardinals, at Falcons, at Panthers, at Bears. Home against the Bears, home against the Packers, home against the Vikings, home against the Saints, home against the Bucks, home against the Texans, home against the Colts, home against the Redskins, at Packers, Jaguars, Vikings, and Titans. So no.
Okay.
Man, no
that's
Cowboys
good.
this season.
I don't like Jarrah. We're getting close to close this show out. Folks,
Yes, guys.
tell me who you think the Lions are going to get picked with that first pick. Who they taking? Just put their name in the chat here, and I will quickly send this to everybody else. A quick speed round. Travis, final. Who's that first pick?
Okuda.
TA, who's the first pick?
Cyborg Simmons.
Dose of Dion. Who do you got?
Jedrick Wills.
Ooh, wow. I didn't expect
That's
that.
a curveball.
That was a great curveball, Yoda. Love it. Dern, who do you got?
Unfortunately, I think it's Brown.
Okay. I'm going Okuda. So we see here I hit the Chase Young. I would love Chase Young. Derek Brown. I see Isaiah Simmons. Okuda, Simmons. So we got a lot of Simmons. The people want Simmons. That's what they want. And we will find out in 2 days. It is time to do our last words. And I want to give the last words out. Dern, what do you got to say to the chat?
Well, I really appreciate you guys coming out and helping us. Make sure you leave that like. It's a real pleasure to talk with you, gents. Dion, thank you for coming on. I think it was a great night to talk football. In 2 days, we're going to have fun.
Absolutely. Dion.
Yo, yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on. It was super fun. Excited for the draft. Make sure you guys check out who's all going to be live again for the draft. Mike, I know you are. Is anybody else going?
Yes, live for the draft. I know that Travis Troxel is going to be live for the draft.
Trox might be, yeah.
I'll be live day 1, and Gridiron Blitz will be live day 2 for the draft.
Okay.
Make sure to show up on that day because a pre-draft show will happen, and I have a feeling it's going to be a boom. It's going to be a
boom.
Going to be a very big boom, and cannot wait. TA, what do you got to say to the chat?
Man, hey, we appreciate everybody for coming in, rocking with us on tonight. It was a great show. Dose, man, we'd love to have you again, man. It was definitely good to bring you in. Yeah, definitely, man. It was good to have you. Dern, it's always good. And Trox, it was good. Everything was good tonight. And everybody just get ready, man, because this is going to be a very, very important draft for the Detroit Lions. And I'm not just going to say, guys, it's an important draft with the Lions taking the number one pick, whoever they pick at that 3 spot, or if they decide to trade back. The draft is important because you want the draft class to be good. You don't want to just draft one guy and that one guy is good. You want to be every pick that you get. You want to make sure that these are guys that'll come in and these guys work hard and eventually they'll get the opportunity to get out on the field. But you're tired of having a rotation of guys that you draft and they don't pan out. So you definitely want guys that will pan out, and you want to make sure you hit the home run with each and every last one of them and you do your homework. So to you guys are the MVP. We appreciate you guys for rocking out with us on tonight, and we love you guys.
Did I leave anyone out on last words yet? No, doesn't look like it. So I'm going to say to you guys, yes, it's 7 p.m. Eastern time. We are definitely going to be before the draft. Yes, it will not just be myself. It will be other individuals as well. You got to show up, guys. I'm telling you, I got a feeling there's going to be a very, very good draft night. It's going to be explosive. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are excited for the draft. Our team is going to be built upon. MicroMike, love the show. See you Thursday. Same to you, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you, Big D.
It's going to be real fun. It's going to be real fun. It's very humbling you guys came out. Love it. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so. And with that said, folks, like I leave with everything that's so important, and that is wash your hands and adios.
Peace out. Fact.